All right, my video I have today is something that's actually been out for a while, and I've had it for a while, and it is the Revo K101 Plus. And actually, I don't know if you can see the plus on there. Oh, yep, you can. I actually never looked that closely at it. And this one here actually has a really nice case to it. You can see through and see all the parts here. You have your L and R bumper buttons. You'll see you got a 5-volt in for charging. This key here, well, you'll see what I use it for in a bit. It's for like key combinations for setting things. You got your audio video out. External one, that is, I've never used that. I really should try using that more. Actually, we'll do a comparison. It's a link cable jack. Go to the side here. Potentiometer for volume, so it rolls. And then here you have your recess, so not like the PocketGO where it actually backs you out. That's more of a last case scenario thing. 3.5 millimeter headset jack, Game Boy Advance cartridge slot, lanyard spot, power button. Let's flip it over here, and then your basic stuff here. GBA hardware clone, lithium-ion battery. I really like the fact that they made this removable. And then came with a nice little feature also. Came with this card here. And what this is here, and this is not like I want to say EverDrive. It's not an EverDrive cartridge. You can put ROMs and stuff on here, but this will only work in the K101. And if I can get it in there. So on here it says K1. I don't know of any other system, so maybe if they have other K systems it might. And then that just pops in there. And then to turn it on, hold the power button in. There you go. Lights up green. You got to hold it for a couple seconds. You'll see it kind of changed, shifted tones of green a little bit, or brightness of green. I still have my plastic on. The plastic was so well cut, it's actually hard to get out of there, and I just left it on. But you'll see here I got a bunch of folders in here. But the nice thing about this system too is, hold that down to power it off, is, let's see, what do we have here? We got a couple systems with the games in it. So we got here, yeah, got a Power Rangers game. Star Wars. I always like Star Wars. Probably have mentioned that in a couple videos. There we go. So we'll turn that on. So this is real time. I won't do any fast forwarding. I might do some cutting, but I won't do any fast forwarding. I'll let this fully boot. Turn that on. And it's already in the game. This thing loads really quick. I've been really happy with how it plays hardware cartridges. I'm still a big fan of cartridges. Let's see here. Yeah, and the reason for that cut was the fact that there is so much talking in these games, and it helps if I get that on the screen, and it helps if I don't play through the camera. But yeah, there's a lot of dialogue and stuff like that. Let's turn that back off here. Pull the cartridge out. Actually, put that cartridge back in here. We'll actually put my Power Rangers one back in here, because those are the ones that have been getting played in those, and we'll put this one in here. Do a quick comparison. So they did a really good job. It doesn't stick out at all. If I had my SP here, you'd see where that's flush too, but Game Boys stick out, and so that's also a nice system. By here, I mean I just don't want to walk over and grab it 12 feet away, but they'll see they do a really good flush fit. This one actually only will do Game Boy Advance. Same with this one, non-emulation of course, where this one of course obviously does Game Boy and sticks out, but not a big deal there. But since I have this here, you'll notice the similarity in the connections, where you don't have that on the micro. The nice thing is, let's get this turned back on. Flipped around. Go with Aladdin here. Got the Game Boy Nintendo. That pops up on everything. I always get a kick out of it if you put on like a Sega game and that comes up. So the sound is actually a little bit crumbly. A lot of people that bothers. I actually have this stuff turned down most of the time. So there we go. Yeah, so here you got Aladdin for the Game Boy. It plays pretty good. I feel like I remember the actual cartridge playing a little smoother than this does, but the port overall is not bad. Don't necessarily care for the emulation that much on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down this button here and hit the L, and that gives me some options here. I'm going to go return to the file list. Alright, so here we have the Game Gear for the Aladdin. As you can see, I'm just running. Graphics are a little bit better. It is smooth. I'm playing through the camera again. I got to stop doing that. Okay, here we go. So I know the camera doesn't always pick it up that well. It actually does do a really good job color-wise and stuff. This one has better motion. When I actually hit the buttons, it is more responsive. Not my favorite version of the game, though. You are forced running on this. So that was the Game Gear one, though. But Game Gear is a little bit more smooth than the Game Boy itself. All right, so a game more people are a little bit more familiar with here. And this one here doesn't seem to have too much lag on it. It plays pretty well. I say this in every video I do where I'm playing games pretty much, but it plays as well as I'm playing it. Got the speed going there. That's good. There we go. I always felt like Super Mario Brothers had a little bit of an icy effect. Well, alright, playing through the camera again. I gotta stop doing that, but we'll back out. Go to return the list. So here, this is a PC Engine game. 1943. I'm a big fan of this game. If you watch some of my earlier videos, you'll see I played it a lot. And you can see right away, unfortunately, though, it does not handle it as well. If you watched my last video where I was doing the Game Boy, or not Game Boy, the PocketGO, you'll notice that one actually handled things really well. Let's turn that down a bit. The sound's actually bad on that too. So overall, I bought this for cartridge play though. And I've had it for a long time. I've been pretty happy with it. I don't actually play it too often with the ROMs in it. That game's too unplayable. But the feel of it's pretty good. I'm going to say this a lot during this video. If you watched some of my previous games, you'll know this is actually one of my favorite traveling systems. I just like how it is. It's kind of small, so you have to get used to playing with it, but it is actually really nice and portable to carry around. Also mentioned in the past where this is actually my favorite form factor. I do not have any mod on this, so the SP, stock-wise SP was probably the best built in this genre, but this one here had the best feel in my opinion. I like my controls being to the side with the bumpers. A backlight mod and a lithium mod on this would be fantastic. That's where the SP really stands apart, is you have the size, the clamshell gives you a better size, but then that's where this micro comes in. In fact, I even have, this actually wasn't even too bad. This is the original DS, and if you had one of these, you know that it, nice smooth finish there, also could play. Actually, does this even have any juice on it? All these are so different that I got to remember where everything is. Oh, and actually, since I have that up, you'll see that link cable there is actually very different. So, there we go. And no car start SB game. And then you'll see this was just a nice feel. But I actually think that the screen on the K101 is much nicer. So let's shut that and bring out a couple other ones here. So here's my PocketGO. Here's one I did a review not too long ago. So I still like the cartridges. I like having those in here. The only thing is this cartridge won't fit in here, and I do like, this is kind of like an SP style in a weird way, but I do like this style for Game Boy. So overall, if the PocketGO was not out already, I would say this is the way to go, hands down. I still say this is the way to go if you want the ability to use a cartridge and some ROM capability. But overall, if you don't care about the cartridge and you're just backing up your cartridges per se, I would go with the PocketGO. The original stuff is great, but you got to mod this in order for it to actually be as good as maybe like the SP if you like this format style. This would be, though, probably my next choice because of the fact that it will play. And I probably robbed the batteries out of here the other day. Did I put them back in? I put them back in. This one here will, you know, play it, but you can see I got to shine the light to the camera in there to get a good view on it. Having backlight would be much better, but it is cool that it can play those. But overall, this can do all those too. So that's my opinion. The K101. If you can get it for less than, I don't know, 30 bucks maybe, it's probably not a bad deal. Just for the fact that it does have the ability to play the cartridges and other devices. I mean, I think these here, I don't know, maybe you can get these for maybe about 30 bucks now. What else plays it? These, if you can get this for 30 bucks, grab it even if you don't like the systems. These things go for more than that. The DS here, I think these might be $20. But yeah, if you can get an SP, which I don't have up here, but you know what? I'm going to go grab. You know, you got the SPs here. These are nice because they will do both. This, mine's side lit. It's not backlit. You can get a backlit one, but these even the side lit ones look good. But here's kind of where I was talking about that sticks out. It's not as flush. The funny thing is, actually, you can rest your hand on it though, so it gives you more of a Game Boy feel. There you go. So kind of compare those up. But yeah, this was actually a good way to go. The SP probably overall, you know, taking away the fact that you don't have the side buttons, is a good one to go. And I think you can get these for maybe like 30. I don't think I've ever paid more than that for one. But yeah, so in today's world, I would not buy this. If I would have done a review of this, unless, like I said, for under 30 bucks, if I would have done a review of this maybe, I don't know, 6 months ago even, I would have said, yeah, this is a definite. But unfortunately, not anymore today. If they would have made this actually more like an EverDrive where you could have used on other ones, then absolutely it would be. Because if you've seen the price of those things, you'd be paying a lot more than $30 for this. But yeah, other than that, like, subscribe, what's all the other stuff I say sometimes. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Thanks.